Welcome to our introductory video for Unit 5B, which is on how to critically appraise a qualitative study. And the reason why we're looking at this particular topic is that, as well as evidence of effectiveness, we also want to know whether a particular intervention is appropriate and conceived as acceptable to the patients, to those delivering the care, perhaps to the community as a whole. And so this particular module is designed to help us explore a qualitative research report in a structured way, coming to some assessment of its quality. And what we'll be doing in this particular unit is examining some of the tools available. We'll be focusing on the CASP tool, as we did with the quantitative equivalent, Unit 5A. We'll be looking at issues around bias. We'll be pointing out that there are certain important differences between critical appraisal of a quantitative study, as we did in the previous unit, and critical appraisal of a qualitative study. Indeed, many critics argue about whether it's appropriate to do a quality assessment of qualitative research at all, and even those that do accept that it's useful are particularly resistant, many of them, to the idea of using a checklist to try and break down a whole and integral study into component parts in a very reductionist way. In addition, there are issues about bias. Bias is less clearly associated with study design in qualitative research. It is more to do with the interpretations and whether those are justified by the data. And what we're going to do later in the module is take you through a published qualitative report so that you're able to look at it in a structured way. So this particular unit will aim to expose you to the idea of looking at research reports in a structured way, to think of how the insights from qualitative research might impact on the evidence base. So the assumption that you may have found evidence that something is found to work, but now is it something that you yourself can use? And we really want you to consider, when you do this exercise for your own published qualitative study, to what extent that the findings from that study are applicable to your own context. So we'll be showing you again how to select an appropriate checklist for appraisal. There is a shorter list of options here, but nevertheless we need to be aware that certain questions in a checklist may privilege certain types of qualitative research, and so there may be implicit assumptions around study quality that we need to be aware of. And we're going to conclude by assessing how the themes that we've elicited from patients, the public, caregivers or health staff may help us to make recommendations that we can then apply to our own target population. So along with the previous unit, this unit is equipped to help you interpret the evidence with a view to the following unit, which is very much about its synthesis. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope you find this unit interesting, and please feel free to email me on a.booth@sheffield.ac.uk.